Hi, it's Carrie. In today's 5-Minute Friday, I wanted to talk about check tags for indexing in Medline. I've noticed a lot of published systematic review searches that limit to humans arbitrarily, so they might have a search about human patient-reported outcomes or human attitudes towards smoking cessation or school-aged children or higher education, and yet they are limiting to humans with these little filters on the left side of PubMed that you can use when you run a search, and that makes no sense. And it also eliminates a huge amount, or let's say a significant amount, of literature that doesn't get indexed with check tags because it's not in Medline, or that may not be indexed appropriately. And as others have noted, check tags may be slightly more reliable than medical subject heading assignments. However, we don't know, I don't personally happen to know, if check tags are now being assigned by AI like medical subject headings are. And I also want to note that it still eliminates things that aren't indexed for Medline, which would include PubMed Central, NCBI Bookshelf, preprints, and potentially some other literature. So let's take a look at what check tags are. There's a section here on the NIH website about check tags. It's actually kind of hard to find too much information about them, but they are things like human, animal, male, female, adult, and other age groups. So I'll put a link to this in the video description below, but you can read here about check tags and what they're used for. So they would be used for mammalian pregnancy. They are used to represent age and animal and human and male and female and chronology. These get applied to articles that are indexed in Medline. I hope I'm doing a good job of explaining this. I want you to read more about it on your own, but let's take a look at this in practice. We're going to go to PubMed, and just for the sake of efficiency, I'm going to use the search that I've been using for the past couple of weeks, which is about positioning for pressure ulcers in intensive care units. Again, something you would not really expect to see animal studies on, although you might see animal studies on pressure wounds and pressure injuries, I suppose. We'll go to PubMed now that I have copied the search and paste it here. And I'll click search. And with the search alone, no limits, no filters, we get 262 results. Remember, there's something like over 35 million results in PubMed. This is reasonable. I would expect anybody to be able to screen 262 results in the title and abstract screening phase of their systematic review. However, what I'm seeing happen a lot in published literature is that the searchers, the authors, will use the additional filters that you can see down here on the left and limit to humans. So remember, we had 262. Now we're going to apply the humans filter, which is going to limit to articles that are indexed in Medline and articles that have the check tag humans. Now we get 227 results. If we wanted to see what we're missing, we're going to go into advanced and parse one search against the other. First, we want to clear the limits that we had set for the humans check tag. We're going to use the larger search, which is 262, add query, and we're going to add the smaller search, which is 227, with not. We're going to click search, and we're going to see what we would have missed if we had just arbitrarily limited to humans. We would have missed 35 results that talk about prone position in pressure ulcers in the ICU. And you can see here some of the ones you would have missed. Let's just look at one, and the reason we would have missed them is because they are simply not indexed at all. Not with medical subject heading terms, not with check tags, and you would see that down here at the bottom. You would see the indexing terms. However, there are none. So these would be missed completely. Let's go back to the main search, which was 262. I'll get to it under advanced, and we'll just look at the results here for 262. And we're going to again limit to humans, but this time we're also going to say, well, we're really only interested in older adults. Let's go to additional filters, and age groups is where you would find these are also check tags. And in order for them to show so that you can select them, you have to click them. We'll click show, and now we have to select them. So we are interested in 65 plus and 80 and 80 plus. And so now we're down to 74 results. And if we were to look now again at the difference, I'm pretty sure we'd see that we're missing important literature. So let's take a look. We'll go to advanced. We're going to clear our filters before we run the search, or else you'll see 0 results. And we're going to take the 262, add query, and parse it against the smaller one, 74, add with not. We'll click search, and we would have missed 188 results simply because we insisted on using check tags like humans and age groups. So I've actually made other videos about how to do this appropriately, and the way to do it appropriately is by building concepts that include both subject headings and keywords. And this isn't true just for PubMed. I'm pretty sure you'd find it in other databases and platforms as well. I certainly have. One more thing I'd like to show you. We'll go back to advanced. We'll go back to our larger search, 262. We're going to, again, apply some of these filters. I just saw this yesterday in a published review, and perhaps I rolled my eyes. I don't remember. Okay, so 262, we're going to limit to humans. We're going to limit to older adults. If I can get any of this to work at all, ever. You have to do it one at a time. And finally, we're going to say, well, we were really only interested in clinical trials. So we'll click clinical trials. And now we went from a set of results that was pretty reasonable at 262 to a set of 13. And we've missed a lot of literature simply because we used the filters. So please don't do this. Please work with an information specialist. Please get some practice with searching. If you're doing a systematic literature review, good luck. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Friday.